Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Oh, I'm back. Alright, today we're jumping into the Tropical Park. I want to try some new stuff. So, yeah, let's just jump on in. I am feeling a lot better. I'm stomach-wise 100% better. Energy-wise, not quite there. So I'm gonna try to hang on as long as I can this evening, and so I might be a little bit quiet, kind of a little more chilled out. But don't worry about that. I'll be still enjoying it, and so I kind of just want to focus on a few things early on. So. Hey Maria, welcome. You're finally awake. Ah! Can't go a day without a Skyrim reference. Hey band player, what's up, man? We're back. How am I feeling? A lot better. I would say, having recovered from the illness, like 100%. Yeah. Energy-wise, I was actually just saying this before you jumped on. I don't have my full energy back, so I'm still feeling a little bit low-key. So I might sound a little bit tired. I'm not like real physically tired, so, but I'm a little bit more, not even subdued, just a little chilled, I suppose you could say. So I appreciate you checking in. I mean, all y'all fantastic checking in on me. I really hated that I could not stream. Monday I was just feeling terrible in the evening, and Tuesday I was home and couldn't do anything but get up off off the couch and do a little bit of laundry, and could barely eat. Yeah, it's better today. Alright, let me make sure. Yes, okay, trains are getting ready to run. As soon as the maintenance guy gets off the platform there, this should start going, and this backlog of trains was actually caused by the station breaking down. Or no, it was this one, so actually all of the trains are backed up here, but the dispatch times are going to help stagger them better. So that'll go back. Hated it just as much as you. Aw, yeah, I know. I did get to jump on in Discord a little bit and hang out with a couple folks for a little while yesterday evening, but I was so tired by the time that I would have normally started streaming. I could not muster the energy for it, and tonight I can, so. This may not be a super long stream, but I definitely wanted to get on for a little while here. So, excuse me, yeah, last time I remember, we'd kind of started laying a little bit of a foundation for a kind of volcano-themed area. And I have a coaster concept I want to try. And I don't know whether it would replace this or possibly be in addition to it. But we're going to figure that out. Because this is going to get relocated somewhere and possibly rethemed. And I was thinking potentially we could do something over in this area with a couple impulse coasters. I like the impulse model. They're actually pretty easy to build. They're relatively good crowd pleasers, believe it or not. They're not super intense, but they're fun. They have good excitement. And they're compact relatively, and they don't take up a ton of space. So what I want to do is let me go grab that model right here. And let's raise it a little bit. And what we'll do is just place a couple sections together. Just to lay a start. And then the next thing that we're going to do is get another one. Switch the direction of the station. And get it to snap in place. And lay one of these. Now we can start building them outward a little bit. I think I have the model saved for the current impulse that I have. I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere. I would be surprised if I don't. Yeah, right here. Okay. So what I can do without having to modify the current existing one is I can actually edit it and see. Well, those are long. So it looks like probably 4 or 5 launch sections. And we're just using that as reference for this right here. Alright, on here we have 3 so far. So we'll go with the 4th. And out of here, we'll go ahead and add a couple more. Now we've got 4. Now I believe from the back, yeah, it immediately rises into the spike, which I want to do. So let's go to this here, and we'll do the vertical tower. Ooh, they actually, yeah, they twist in different directions. So I want to place that, and then I want to go in and place yeah. So now I want to go into this and place the same. Wait. Oh no, okay, I see. Alright, well that's not going to work out the way that I wanted it to. Yeah, dual impulses, yeah. I think this is going to be pretty cool. So, they have to be rear twist tower. And I think, unfortunately, you can't change the direction of rotation. So they're going to rotate kind of parallel to each other rather than placed directly after a horizontal cable pull. Yeah. I was hoping they would rotate counter to each other so you would have the kind of a little bit of a dueling effect to where the trains would almost face each other. But that isn't going to work out. Now, we have a couple options. We can get them to split directions, or we can get them to kind of interact in the same way. So we'll start with this one, and we're going to go with a... We could do a Batwing. Ooh, a Batwing actually might be a good option right here, although that may be too intense. I think it probably will. Yeah, the Butterfly Rosette. So we could do a Cobra Roll. This actually is different types of Cobra Rolls than most of the other coasters, so they actually send the train... Whoa! Not underground. That's gonna pull some Moonsault Scramble type Gs. Yeah, that Batwing would not work out. The Cobra Roll won't. Especially if we don't make them too fast. So I want to do just a straight section of track just to get them lined up first. And then what we'll do for this one is something a little different. We'll see if we can pull a... maybe a top hat. Go with a... Yeah, okay. So this will actually be a little bit tough. What we'll end up actually having to do is go to regular track right here. And very closely, as much as possible, get them to mirror... I think 18 degree is a good start there. And kind of bring it up. That's pretty close. Have it go into a 90 degree. Have it rotate over. Ah, that's going to be too tall. Ha! Well... Why does it just want to curve itself back over? Alright, that's not right. We gotta... Alright, hold on, let's see this here. That actually... Yeah, that's a reverse. Oh, I see, yeah, because we did it with banking. That's gonna be too tall. We may... It's gonna be too much. Unless we start the banking. No, it can't be banking. We could get it to roll up that way. That might work. Let's try putting the top hat there. Alright, now we've got to do the exact same thing on this side. So we're going to rotate it back that way. And level that back out to about 52, I think it was, that we had. Okay. Alright. Next, we straighten it out. And that's lined up pretty much perfect. They're actually a little bit closer together on this side. And the way that we would fix that is just by kind of widening the top hat a little bit. Excuse me. So I think I'm trying to think of how we would be able to get that distance lined up properly. So what I think I'm gonna do is we'll take a building piece, actually. So we could just go in and grab any sort of let's grab a 4-piece, and I want to line it up yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so you can see the if we line it up as perfectly as possible right over the top, and you can see how much of the track overlaps that way. And then what we can do is actually copy that and paste it right over here. And we'll just have to make sure that we get it as... Yeah, okay. Oh, they actually do overlap just a tiny bit. So that's the first, and that's the second. So I don't even know where... Oh, that's at the halfway point of the track, and that one's just a tad bit over half. Okay. So, yeah, this will be a good way to tell if we, space it right or not. So yeah, as we can see, the track would have to be shifted probably another 2 meters over. So we'll go back into this and clear this out. Well, we had that right. So this actually needs to be rotated. Hold on. Yeah, no, that is right. Okay. So we go back, put the top hat back in. And we just need to make it a little bit wider. Kind of. Maybe not quite that much. And then we can also eyeball it from the center of the Cobra roll. The center of the top hat. Oh yeah, this is the way to do it right here. So the center of the top hat should line up with the support right in the center of the Cobra roll, which we can see by that line right there. And we've got it pretty close. Maybe just one or two notches. Oh, the grid actually isn't shifting. Okay, so that doesn't work. That's as big as it's going to let it go. So that should actually be okay. So we don't want to use the banking, we want to use the actual turn. Bring it back around to 90 degrees, and let's, and that's actually pretty good. Alright, so we got these profiled, and this is actually pretty similar to, if any of you are familiar with the old, old Batman and Robin at Great Adventure, I believe it was. They actually have the same elements, or had. The coasters haven't existed for, like 15 years, I think. Probably even more. But one side had an inverted top hat, and the other had a Cobra roll, kind of just like that. So we can actually take that out, and now this is where it becomes interesting. I'll hold on to that just in case we need any other alignment adjustments. But what we're going to do to set them up is we're going to go in, add ride sync, and those two are actually set together. And we'll kind of adjust the speeds as needed. So what we'll do is actually test each coaster, and they should launch at the same time. And they should go through the... Oh, they rolled back. Alright, so we'll have to turn the launch speeds up. What I don't know is how much. So if we go back in and adjust it. I want to give this a really punchy launch. So I think we want to bump that up to maybe like 66. So we'll get out of that. And the second time it actually made it through that roll. So it may be acceptable to have a... Ooh, not that fast. Alright, this will give a really punchy launch. Let's just make sure they make it through okay. That's going to be way too fast. Now, a rollback at first could actually be worth having, so that it goes up the spike and then it rolls back through. Yep, okay. So I think to get them to match at this point right here, it's going to take either some brakes on the Cobra roll, or coming off of it, or we have to vary the speeds a little bit. Yeah, definitely a lot of positive G's. Alright, so let's actually go in here and we might actually be able to take out a section of the launch. So we'll actually just do straight track. And that should temper it down. No, I'm not sure if this outer one is going to make it through that. We'll see. It'll make it through the Cobra roll, okay. Yeah, that one's actually off even more. It reaches at speed fine. So we're actually going to turn that down. Just a 55 back about where it was. And we'll go back and do the same thing on this. We'll actually boost that to 62. And we'll see how they line up. Now, because of that, this train will be going faster by the time it gets to the other one. Alright, let's get them synced. See how it comes out. Yeah. So we can... It actually takes the Cobra roll well. This will still need to be faster. So we turn that up. This will have a more powerful launch. Which wouldn't be ideal because we want them to actually race effectively. So the Cobra roll may have to be changed a little bit. Hey Jimpers, how's it going? Is it like a Batman and Robin the Chiller? We were just talking about that. It's similar to that, but I wasn't making it or intending for it to be quite the... Yeah, see right there. That actually works, but we would probably need to add brakes to get the train to match. But if we slow it down, it may get stuck, so I really don't know how that's going to work out. But they reach that point almost at the same time, which is a good start. Now, one way to do around that would be to actually change the inversions that come up next. We can go ahead and shut those down. Use a negative heart line for inverts. Oh, like when you do turns and stuff. Which, I mean, this one doesn't have it, but this one does, like, through here. So you'd probably want to make it about -2. Or maybe, yeah, probably more like -1. That doesn't bank until right there. So if we... Alright, the next thing that we could do, because this is going to be carrying more speed, maybe from here we could give it a This is going to be the slower of the two, so maybe we go into something like a... Not a JoJo. Yeah, like a really nice, kind of hang time oriented zero-G roll. We can't get it to pass too low because we'll have stations on both sides. So it may actually be worth building those inversions up a little bit more. And we can get the speed that we're looking for. Yeah, what's up? Try making a custom zero-G roll with the negative. No, we can try it. So let's go to -1. Hey, strawberry jam, yeah, I have. This is ending up more like a zero-G stall. Which I think would be fine. I think a zero-G stall is really an improvement on the zero-G roll. As long as it's got the speed to carry it through. Alright, now which way do I need to roll it? This way. That's a little bit close to the, Oh. Well, that may not be too close if we get the, entrance and exit placement correct. It's going to be tough with dual stations. We'll go back through and smooth that out. The next thing I think we would want to do is let's figure out what to do on this side. Now this is going to be going faster, so it would race through. So I'm thinking some sort of an inversion to slow it down a bit. Maybe like a really nicely profiled vertical loop or something like that. Let me look and see. Because ideally we want the... We'd have to go with that direction there. Center of the loop should match the center of the stall. And let's actually just go back and then get them at the same. It's a new concept I was working on, just out of curiosity, trying something out. This is not going to be where they're going to be located. I'm just building it out here because we have open space. It'll probably be something to go kind of over here. Maybe somewhere else in the park, maybe to replace this. Let's give those a test and see kind of how they line up. And we'll smooth that roll out. Oh, yeah. It loses... This side loses way more time. So, a loop here really isn't going to work, unfortunately. Just due to pacing. So I'm trying to think what would be a good alternative for this side. I mean, we could do... We could do another 0G roller stall on this side. The problem would be to figure out the speed differential. But I'm hesitant to try trim brakes because if that slows it down too much, it'll struggle to get back up and would get stuck. I would love to get this to work. It also just sucks how the spikes don't, like, reverse direction. Maybe this isn't the best, option. Just a second here. Okay. Yeah. With this type of coaster may not be the best option. For a dueling setup. That becomes a bit tricky. I don't know, Jimpers, maybe you have some tips or tricks for it or something. Maybe you could give me some pointers for how to accomplish what I'm really trying to do. I'm gonna leave those for now. I'm not gonna delete them, because we may return to them. Let's just get caught up on... Alright, somebody got kicked out. I think we can clear that out. Alright, looks like trains are staggered, which is good. Yeah, there's a little bit more of a line for that. You recommend finishing the layout and then making a decision? Why was this on the brakes? Interesting. Well, so what I'm trying to do, and this is going to be the tricky thing to figure out, though. This side is going faster, because the launch is faster, to get them to hit this point at the same time, at which I want them to basically race/duel. But because this train will be going faster, it'll complete the second half of the course faster than this one would. Unless we did... We could do... Oh, those are just magnetic brakes. I don't think you have the ability to do a hold. Well, we could do parallel zero-G stalls. Yeah, let's just do that for now. And we want that to rotate the opposite direction. Now what's up, the realist who, man, the jank is off the charts. Well, yeah, I haven't smoothed it yet. I think I actually, yeah, I rotated those the same way. By mistake. Alright, we'll fix that in a minute. Let's get this side done. Oh. No, that was right. Okay. So now we'll go back to here and start smoothing it out. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Grab that there. Forward. Backward. And yeah, those are much cleaner. So now if we test them, let's just look and see how they do speed-wise. Yeah, see how that second one pulls ahead. Oh, oh, those poor people. I forgot about that mechanic. Oh, man. Well, now we've got mayhem. It's going to take more people out. Oh, gosh. Oh, these poor folks right here. Hey guys, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. Not sure what you're referring to there. Maybe I'll log in real quick on something. I forgot about that mechanic when you're testing and a coaster or a flume goes off the rails or something like that, and you end up with a minor calamity down here on the path. We gotta pick all of these. All these people back up off the path here. There's a guy named Josh with a channel called Let's Game It Out. Oh, okay. In the OG game, he had a reputation for trying to kill or maim as many people as he could with roller coasters. Oh! Okay, I get the reference, yeah. Making a wall taller than Falcon's flight out of stone. Catch people hit by other coasters. Well, that's kind of messed up. Come on, folks, get back on the path. Go on your merry way. Making a functioning human shotgun that shot people into a basketball hoop. Oh, that's funny. There's quite a few people that are kind of sunburnt, and that's one of the new features of Update 8, the new game mechanic, is you actually need to have different places that sell sunblock. Alright, nobody else is trapped, right? No, I think everybody is back safe on the path. Alright, so what I'll do right here is just as a... hold on a second. Oh, that shouldn't be... Yeah. No, that is curving. That... something definitely was off right there. Alright, that... Oh, so yeah, a 7-meter piece. Gets that in line with the back of the station. About as close as we can. Hey, Darkhound Doom, how are you? Nope, same thing right here, it's curving. Four, and then we'll go with a 7-meter. Okay. And now we go up into the front twist. And let's just try testing them. Oh, hold on. Are you kidding me? They're not going to station sync? It doesn't make it very far up that. See how it does going backwards? It got stuck. Nice. Yeah, well, they both were set to test, but I think for some reason I shut one down to try to retest it, and it immediately rolled. There they go. We're gonna have to do a launch right there, though, to get it up to speed to make it back through. Let's see how that does. There we go. Bored, so you thought you would check in here? Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming by. Yeah, see, it's going faster through that side. And they're not going to roll back at the same time, so they're not... Well, I mean, they kinda are. And no, that one gets stuck. Shoot. Alright, shut him down. Let's adjust the launch speed on this one. Let's give it a punchier launch. We could get it up to 70 on that side. Would probably make this thing kind of a little on the crazy side. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's try it now. Oh gosh, that's whippy. That was way too fast. Does it go through? It does. It goes through a second cycle. Holy cow. Okay. Hey, Minecraft. What's going on, man? And they get stuck. Are you kidding me? Remember Moonsault Scramble from earlier? Yeah, when you mentioned it. Yeah. Alright, well that's screwed up. That actually really messes this whole thing up. So... we may end up having to revisit that entire concept. Theme Park Tycoon 2 updated today and added switch tracks. No maintenance bays, but you can make Pantheon and Top Thrill 2. This is becoming that more and more. Yeah, Minecraft, that actually sounds pretty awesome. That's a good feature to have. Huge W's for the free roller coaster builder community. Yeah. Absolutely. Alright, so we're going to have to revisit this entire concept, and... it's going to be tricky. I think what we may end up having to do is, as much as I would love to keep this, I think the top hat and the... well, the top hat actually can't get any, like, wider. Unless we make it taller and then make the Cobra roll bigger on the outside. And that means we're going to have to actually tear this up. We could keep this side, but we would have to tear this one up and build the Cobra roll on the outside, kind of going around the top hat, which is contrary to what you would kind of expect to do. Yeah. So, one thing that I suppose we could try is going to be to take advanced move, and we're going to turn a snap distance on 2 meters. They're lined up there. And shift it outward there. And this is going to get really complicated right here. This may actually not work. We can try it. And if it doesn't work, then we're probably going to have to scrap the idea, come up with something else. So, yeah, go into that. No, that's not gonna work either. Alright. Yeah, that's gonna be a no-go. Man, that's tough. We'll have to figure out what to do right here with all of this, though. Maybe the top hat has to be a little bit tighter. Yeah, we're gonna tear these up. It sucks to have worked on that and for it not to actually come together, but that happens. You just have to experiment. And I've tried another time, maybe experimenting a little bit off stream to get that to work, but unfortunately the way that we had it set up is just not gonna work out. So, gotta step up real quick here. And they added the fireball ride, not the loop one, but like a frisbee with inward seats. Oh. I've got a rough idea of what you're talking about. I'm not very familiar with it. So, what we might end up just doing is, without them going into the Cobra Roll top hat sort of thing, I mean, I could experiment off stream with it, see how it works out. The other option is, if we wanted to, we could just take this and duplicate it, maybe even give it a second vertical loop to get them to line up, get the spike towers to line up. Oh, that's that one right there. Ah! Oh, hold on. Okay, no, I didn't. I was gonna say, don't tell me I... No, we're good. Alright. And, yeah, we can just clear all of that right there. Alright, let's get this vandalism taken care of. Oh, there was a fair bit there. Okay. Yeah, usually doing so without turns or kind of reverse course inversions makes it a little bit easier, so it'd be easier to parallel this. Cookie, I need to go to bed tonight and won't be at my computer the rest of the week. Oh, man. Alright, well, Ben Player, I appreciate you hanging out while you can, and we'll catch you around. Have a great rest of the evening and a great weekend. Excuse me. Oh, at like 9. Can I look at the Autumn Park? I honestly don't think I'm gonna get to it tonight. So, we looked at that the last time. But you're on the Discord, I mean, you can absolutely... Like, I can look at it and give you feedback there, so... Since I haven't been on stream this week, really, I kind of want to focus on what I'm doing here. Would press that. Oh, let's bump that up a little bit. Yeah, I'll try to press this in. Give it a little bit more of a jagged, less rounded appearance. Like on the back there is actually kind of steep. By the way, any of you, if you aren't on the Discord and are interested in joining, let me get a link for you. If you're alright with that, band player, I'd rather look on stream another time. But I can always look off stream. Give you some critique. It's a bit better, but it's still kind of a bit uneven. Yeah, and post it there because other people will be able to take a look at it and give you their feedback as well. Yeah, I'm thinking what we do is just duplicate this. Maybe modify it, give it another inversion or something like that. Really? Oh yeah, wow, it is a bit crowded. Ah! We don't really have room, this is not a big shop. Just a lot of activity, must be a popular coaster. Still dated. It actually doesn't have a super long line. Since it's taking a hit to its appeal. Oh man. Try to weed through all these trees. Oh, you gotta head out. Alright, man. Hey, have a great evening. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sending out mostly full trains. It'll resurge. Crowds will pick up. Same with that too. Same with that as well. These over here I know are classics. Yeah, so we're gonna move this and angle it. Have to figure out what to do with those impulse coasters. Their joint swimmer normally nervous about servers, huh? Oh, yeah, no, okay, I got you now. Yeah, no worries, I appreciate that. We're all chill, so. So we still need another one of those, I think. Now what we would have to do is modify the station to get the exit on the opposite side if we wanted to do dual. Don't worry, none of us are about to try to rizz you up. Yeah, better not. Be good to everyone. Except vandals, kick them out of the parks. Busy through here. Alright, man, yeah, it's a bummer that I couldn't get the impulse to work the way I wanted. Excuse me. It happens, so. Well, let me go back into that there. Somebody broke one of these over here, I think. Oh, no, it was in here. Uh-huh. Normally just bad experiences are being ignored, so servers always... Yeah, I get that. We try to be different, of course. Yeah, I did see it, yeah. Yeah, have a great evening. I appreciate you hanging out while you could. Alright, yeah, that's bugged. It'll be a reload to clear that notification out. And then what is up with this? There's one person on the ride, he's stuck. There's not anybody to run this coaster. What is going on?
Aha! Oh! Oh! Oh!
I thought we had that covered. But we're gonna end up moving this back over here, and what I think I'm gonna do is actually segment this, and we're gonna branch the path out this way, back through the volcano area, and back around toward the entrance that way. So there's not like a bypass. Once we get this area set up and themed and get a couple rides for it. I was hoping to do the impulse coasters over here. We may have the room for that. I've got to think about how I would want to configure that. I want to get some additional rides because I don't want to tank the park rating with by removing too many rides so that there are too few in the park. Maybe we could add something over here. I'm wondering if any of my coasters from other parks would fit well in here if we like rethemed it. We could do a we could do this and change the scenery. That would be a bit of a crowd pleaser, I bet. Let's see. Alright, so we have 2 votes for do it. I just have to find a suitable location for it. Preferably not like smack dab in the middle of the park. But we're really running out of room toward the edges. Back in this corner could be a decent spot. We have to do some terrain work. The other thing I thought of is that flying coaster that I made. We're at day 72 in this park. Holy cow. Oh, that's where the surf coaster is going to go. I don't want to place that there. We could do... we could do right out here. Let's go for that. Go ahead and end the poll. We'll put that in kind of right about this area here. Of course, we're going to redo the station. Oh, that would probably interfere with the surf coaster as well. We rotate it out. Alright, man, band player, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so we'll do this. This should be a pretty popular ride. I'm not gonna theme it heavily right now, because this is probably gonna be just a temporary location for it, till we get some other stuff in place, get some stuff open. But let's see what we can do here. We could definitely clean this up a bit. Hey, what's going on, SpongeBob? How are you? Finished studying? Alright. Good deal. Alright, so let's just tie this in over here for now. And again, I'm not really worried about theming and stuff. I just want to get a coaster open for people to enjoy while they have to wait. While we do some other work. Space that okay. There we go. We can definitely give it a name. What's the theme? I don't know. I haven't really come up with something. This is more just of a temporary. See how popular this would really be. This was a coaster that I had in the Viking Park way, way back that I made. And we took it out a while ago. And it was a pretty popular ride. Somebody give me an idea maybe for a name. In the meantime, what I'll do is actually working on... Do you want to change the trains? Overhead, Striker. Thinking of more. Oh, what about Tsunami? Let's go up these giant hills that could kind of resemble waves. Atmosphere, that's a cool one. Tsunami? Yeah, let's do that. Total wave. Tidal wave. I like the idea of Tsunami, actually. Well, we can certainly color the cars. Give it just a basic generic. Should make it relate to a lifeguard trying to survive a tsunami but gets hit by the wave. Oh, that's a little grim. Yeah, and this, like I said, isn't going to be like a long-term coaster. I think it's more of a placeholder. Now, we may put this in a different location and make it more of a permanent addition to the park. Not really worried about doing buildings right now. That's in place. Staff gate. Oh. Staff gate there. Connect that. And we need to put the priority queue back. We'll have to delete one segment. Come on. There we go. Now what we will do is change the color of this. Ah, that actually looks kind of funny. We could do railings and stuff, but I'm not really focused on that. For this... I know it probably looks tacky, but whatever for now. Give it a test run. Let's do the POV. Ha! We'll change the music. Gives you 4 good pops of airtime, though. Dale, what's going on, man? Welcome. Yeah, so it tests really well. We'll just need to add a power or distributor. Let's just go in and do that, and we can get this open. And this will be enough, I think, of a placeholder. Alright. And again, I'm not really worried about theming with a building in the meantime. Well, we should go in and... yeah, let's change that music though. That's the same as the Mako. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna do something that I don't really do. But we're gonna go with the, I love this soundtrack for this. So it's good enough for now. And we can go ahead and open it. And I think people will like that. And if we choose to move the coaster and relocate it, then they'll have something to work with. Ah, excuse me. And we can set up a ride counter just to get some photos selling. We'll just place one right here in the meantime, just to have something functional. we can also go in and modify the coaster a little bit. Go through and do something a little different with some of the supports. But this will give something for people to do. Doesn't have enough power? What? Hang on. Did we just have a power failure somewhere? Hold on. No. Everything is powered. It might have been a slight interruption or something like that. Strange. Let me just save this and exit back out. Since we had that bug with the notifications. And I think this might be bugged again, or maybe something brief may have happened and resolved itself, and we're still getting all these notifications popping up. Now, people are getting on this, but I do want to try to relocate it over to this side, and that might also mean that we will eventually have to find a more permanent location for this if it sticks out too much or interferes with all of this over here. Possibly what we may do over here to add a little space is kind of have some of the queue go out this way. Nobody's really using this outdoor seating for this restaurant over here. So we could clean some of that up. Not totally sure. Not many people getting on it right now. But that'll resurge and should become pretty popular soon. Let me actually try something. Grab the coaster and the station and the queue. You gotta be kidding me. There we go. And let me just try a real quick advanced move. Let's rotate it kind of this way. That actually could work okay. Yeah, you know what? Problem solved. And then we've got it kind of sticking a little bit over here, but that's fine. Give some people, you know, something to see. And then just... Oh, come on. Tie it in right there. And we've got this whole area freed right back up. Oh, we'll just have to loop this back around. Easy. And we can do some easy terrain work with this right here. Come on now. Oh, it doesn't like that. Really? It does that fine. So I'm not sure why it doesn't do this okay. Something is angled off a little bit. Dale, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm still a little fatigued. But overall not bad. I appreciate it. Come on. Alright, we'll do that. That works. That looks a little wonky. We actually don't really need all that queue space anyway. So let's just kind of tie it back in this way. And we can clean all of that up at a later time anyway. I think we're going to redo the building a little. We could create a proper plaza off of that. I would like to, if possible... It gets a little tough with this, but we may redo this front a little. Nah, just a quick fix to tie that in. That worked out okay. But we've got more space over here in the front of the park to work with. And the coaster, it's nice because you actually see it, but it doesn't like impede right in the very front of the park. And I've actually thought about shifting the entrance slightly if we do a little modification right here. Clean this plaza up, shift everything over a bit. Now we have even more room to build out this way, kind of for this volcano area. And the path would get kind of routed back to here. Maybe come around this way and then tie in over here where you could go to the surf coaster or to that there. And we could do some theming and a little bit of screening with some trees and stuff like that. Start a new park at that point. Well, I've thought about it. You know what? Let's actually do a little bit of theming for this to try to boost the ride prestige. We may edit it at a point, so these buildings I don't think are going to be permanent, but let's get something in place, and this won't take much time. It will help with the prestige. Now for this, I think a wave theme is definitely appropriate. So what I say we will do... Mm-mm. How's your new park planning, drawings, blueprints, theming coming along? I haven't really spent much time on it, of course. I just was really not up to it earlier this week. Yeah, wave theming. It fits this ride well. We'll do station surrounds there. And this is just a basic building, so we have 2 stations really. Whenever we get this into a more permanent location, that's when we'll consider, oh. Take those out. Hold on. Okay, no, those, yeah, we need the 2-meter pieces here. And we'll do just regular station surrounds up here. Yeah, whenever we choose a permanent location for this coaster, that's when we'll look at possibly doing stuff under the building, maybe routing some queue through there, and all the typical stuff that we do. It does fit well. This is what I will probably end up going for theme-wise. Cap that with a roof here. Alright, that there is done. Next would be this side, but I think this is actually a bit... Yeah, it is. It's a fair bit taller. So we'll have to do this differently. So what I'll do to start is just select all of this. Let's make sure all of those are selected. Split from building. And now... Uh-oh. Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh, shoot. Alright, that's not gonna work. So we actually have to go back through and do this again. Align. That's right, they're two separate stations, technically, so they need two different. Gotta love when building pieces don't do what you want. Yeah. Happens oh shoot, come on. Another duplicate. Happens frequently. It is what it is, you know. Not a super big deal. You just work around it. Alright, and I think here's where we're gonna have to get a little more creative. Hey, Super Holy Cow 6 trains. Yes, I do remember you. Welcome. Pull that up. Alright, now we gotta go back into the split wave down here. And this gets a little tedious. Just kind of repetitive. But this is pretty simple, so it actually goes together pretty quickly. And then change back to that medium blue for the bottom level. Interferes with that path slightly. Yeah. Alright, there. That works. I don't really care about this right now. It's just a kind of a temporary setup. We get a little bit of a scenery bonus. I mean, if we added more stuff around here, that would boost it. But we've got people getting on the ride, which is good, and that score should continue to go up a little bit now that both buildings are in place. I mean, it's got a decent crowd of people getting on it, so that's not terrible, I suppose. Give me palm trees. Alright, Dale, we'll give you palm trees. You know what I think we can actually do real quick? Unless you're going for a desert desolate look. No, no, I'm not. Well, people do seem to be enjoying it, which is good. Let's get that in line right up there. Curve it around that way. That is a little bit wonky, but it's fine. And let's do the same thing over here. And we could actually kind of build a small sort of plaza in this area. Oh, it doesn't quite line up. It's close. Come on, rotate that. Come on. Yeah. Tie that in like that. Looks a little wonky, but you know what? Fine. Move that off the beaten path there. And yeah, we should be good there. Now we can add some trees. That's the funkiest green pathway if I've ever seen one, right? Yeah. Hey, Hank, how are you? I would donate, but I'm broke. Hey, man, I appreciate that, but don't worry about it. I'm not on here looking to make money. I really appreciate that, though. Hey, you remember what coaster we rode together at SeaWorld, right? So I actually met Super Holy Cow 6 Trains at SeaWorld when I was there in March. I don't care if you broke. Support Cookie Pirate for only less than 1 cup of coffee a day. No, Dale. I appreciate it, but no, really don't. I don't need it. Don't worry about it. Alright. Yeah, a few other trees maybe kind of back here. I'm just trying not to get them over the coaster track so much. Yeah, that's... You get this nice airtime hill. Top a few extra trees right back out here. Yeah, see, like that right there. Yeah, Manta. Good old B&M Flyer. I'm totally messing around. Did you just ask for donations? No, Dale. No. He said that he would if he wasn't broke, and even if you weren't broke, like, don't spend your money on me. Yeah, I appreciate that. Been a few of them out. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. But yeah, I don't ever feel obligated. Alright, let's throw a few small palms down here, just to kind of give a little height variety. Where they're not really going to get seen over here. Kind of along the paths, I think, is where... What do I want for Christmas? Oh, you know, I really haven't thought much about it. You know, ever since I've gotten older, I really just don't have any expectations for, or wishes for Christmas presents or stuff like that. I take what I get. Can I show you the park? Yeah. Yeah, give me a minute. Alright, this ride prestige should skyrocket. Yeah, it's going up pretty significantly. A 43% scenery bonus, that's pretty good. Alright, so it's very much a work in progress. Like, this side over here really isn't done much. Back over here we've got... And you'll know these. We've got a Floralist themed very much like Kraken. And we have a Hyper themed very much like Mako. That was my favorite coaster at the park. What is that coaster based off of? This one here, it's kind of similar to King Dakar. Just a little bit of a different take on it. It's different, like it's not just a straight launch track. You've got a small floater airtime hill here. You've got the big tall airtime spike, and then another small kind of floater hill right down here. But it was inspired mainly by King Dakar. This over here is an Intamin Impulse water coaster. Water themed, I should say. Hey Alexander, what's going on, man? Dino Dukes, welcome. This is an old Woody. This is kind of a pirate theme section of the park. We've got a Gerstlauer back here. And you've got the Woody, and then back over here, kind of a long pier. I might do something different with that terrain. Gonna add something or expand this out a bit. We've got a B&M invert kind of tucked in the back here. Interacts a lot with the terrain. Themed with cannons and pirate figures and stuff. We've got some... You've got one there, and then back here you've got a whole bunch of exploding barrels, and the train goes through here. And then we've got... So I built a train around the park. Still very much a work in progress. We've got a surf coaster themed somewhat off of Pipeline, kind of with my own take on it, and then Bromik actually kind of helped revamp it. Oh, Delivery Guy, what's going on, man? And then all the way in the back of the park here, we have a River Rapids ride, which unfortunately doesn't get much attention due to the changes to Prestige in the game. This the scenery bonus doesn't affect it as much, so it gets hit pretty heavily by that. We've got a mine train back here, and then this is the newest coaster that's other than that launch that I just slapped down. I took that out of a previous park. Kings Island Nerd, what's going on? Welcome. This is an RMC with a launch hill that Band Player built. He did a fantastic job with it. It's themed off of the green mamba snake, so we called it the Wild Mamba. The eastern green mamba in particular, very arboreal snake, very fast. And then the other one we've got here, right over by this, this is really, in my opinion, the best coaster in the park. Jimpers built this. It's a Intamin wing themed off of... It's called Trade Winds, so it's kind of themed based on like the fast winds that blow over the ocean and onto the islands and stuff. Is it a community park? No, it's not. However, I've had viewers build some of the coasters in this park for me. They've done a great job. We got a train layout at home. Awesome. I've thought about opening it up. And I have a version of this. It's an older version on the workshop. I can definitely update it and let people play around with it. I'd be curious to see what you all can come up with. So, pretty good sized park. Haven't really fleshed out the entrance fully the way that I want to, and then this area is very undone. This is like the last remaining area that really needs to be developed, and then I just want to expand out here, do more pools, a water park sort of stuff. But we've got, what is it, 12 or 13 coasters? Can you check out the park I'm working on? Am I checking viewer parks? I missed that before. I don't know if I'm going to get to it tonight. I'm probably going to be jumping off here relatively soon, but we've got a good crowd and I hate to abandon it, so we might spend a little bit of time to check it out. I told Band Player I would check out his park another day. Let's see, so we've got... Yeah, so we've got 12 coasters. One of them is a kid's coaster, I forgot to point out. That's right up here. This is the new E&F Miler kiddie coaster. This is actually the model Frontier built in the game. So this isn't custom built. Amazingly, it actually has that much of a line. And if you could steal any real-life coaster and add it to your park, what would it be? Ooh, that's a tough... That man, no. I don't know, that's a good question. I could think of 2 or 3. It's a really cool part. My attention span is always like, nope, and starts a new thing. Yeah, well, day 72 in game, so what does that tell you? How long I've been working on it. Pantherian, ooh. That's a solid choice. I could take something like Iron Gwazi or Fury. I'm a huge Fury fan. Need to buy all the DLC packs, yeah. The toy box one isn't bad. The new coasters they added are worth it. The sorcery is absolutely fantastic. So very well worth it. That's the best one they've had. Alright, delivery guy, we'll check out your park quick. We'll look around for a few minutes. I don't want to spend a whole ton of time, but I'll give it a quick look and check out, you know, a couple things you've got. Alright, so we've got it saved. I told band player I wasn't planning on looking at parks tonight, so, well, he posted his. By the way, any of you all would like, I do finally have a Discord server. Alright, let's go in here and look it up. Do I like Planet Coaster? I love this game. Yeah, this is a really good... Look at these parks that people are making with the Christmas theme. That's so cool. Minty Mountain. Holiday Christmas Market. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, there's just so many good creations. Alright. Check your code. Want to get the sorcery pack because I like the fantasy theming stuff. I mean, my brain always on dragons and other lands. Yeah, so the free fantasy theme that they added in Update 6 is pretty good, but the sorcery one just builds upon that. Wait, let me... This one here, Wood City? I see it right here. Yeah, you missed a number 7. I got it, though. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not... Yeah, your codes are always 9 characters long. I've got it, though. Alright, let's go in and check it out. It's the best flat ride from the original PC that hasn't come back. I couldn't tell you, because I have not played the original Planet Coaster. So, I don't know. Alright, let's... Whoa! Where do we start? I I'm guessing your entrance is probably... No? Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Oh, I see it right here. Okay, yeah, so you got the bus. A couple security guards. Old Plaza right down here, and the answer is Swift Drifters. I would have to look that up. So, oh, this is cool though. I like the way these are built kind of into the scenery. You've got a... So a queue that comes back this way. I'd have to look and see what that's for. Curves around. Comes up here. It's for a, looks like a B&M invert. Yep. It's interesting how the queue is actually before the entrance gates. Got your entrance there. I really like the way these restrooms are kind of tucked underneath. That's cool. 2,000 plus in the park. It's not glitching. Yeah. Crowded. I have to add way more just getting the infrastructure. Yeah. No worries. I know it's a work in progress. I really like the wood beams that you've built and stuff through here. Park reminds me of Wicker Man. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good comparison. So you've got an Enterprise there. You've got one of these Polarity rides. Some other flat rides. There you've got a Blast Tower. What is this? Oh, that's cool. It's like a flying ferry. Ha! Painted in wood color. So, yep, Manic Mouse. No smoking in this park. Don't try to burn the whole park down. You've got a railroad. Rotating. Oh, it's a Vekoma spinning coaster. Okay. Got a Kraken animatronic. Yeah, wow, look at that. Oh, coming up through the rock. One of these sundial swingers. Like an underground chairlift. That's actually pretty unique. Kind of tunnels up through here. And then it comes up. Oh, to the summit. Okay. You've got right here Vekoma swaying mine train. Got an RMC. That's the Manic Mouse. And then the invert back here. I want to check out a couple of these coasters. It's really cool how nicely this is built into the terrain, and you have a ton of room to work with, which is nice. Alright, definitely would like to check out this RMC. Is this at the station? Yeah. Ah! Oh, we're just a split second late on that. RCT reference everywhere, yeah. I've thought of streaming some open RCT too. I haven't played it in a month, but I would definitely. Let me educate you what happened in Chicago in 1871. Oh, I like that. That first drop in that kind of sideways airtime there. style too, yep. There we go. Whoa. It's pretty neat. Yeah, I think it loses too much momentum going through that. Yeah, the same kind of right there. Hey, Jimpers, welcome back. So this is, Delivery Guys Park. It's got some cool stuff. It's a bit short of a ride, but it is pretty neat. Oh, interesting. The invert has the lift hill at the end of the ride. Curious to check this out. I love B&M inverts. Whoa. That feels like it should function more like a flyer. Like the Mine Train coaster. Yeah, we'll check that out too. Now this has some kind of wonky profiling, but curious when you're getting off as there's a coaster I'm building that I'd like to show you this stream. I was probably gonna get off in the next few minutes, but I mean, how long is your coaster gonna take? I'm getting pretty tired because I'm still a little fatigued from being sick earlier in the week. Alright, let's go check out the Mine Coaster. Hold on. Let's get back on it. Once there's one in the station. Just yacked. Gross. Thanks for that, Dale. Had to add brakes. It was too scary. Guests wouldn't get on those. That's why they're so slow. You could probably, like, adjust the speed of the brakes. Where's the station for it? Oh, this is it down here. Okay. So if this gets back in. 25 minutes? Ooh. We'll see if I can wait it out. I'll try. I'm not gonna make any promise, but we'll try. Alright, let's get on it now. And we're gonna actually ride the... Wait, this isn't the... Yeah, this is not the swaying one. Okay. So they actually changed the POV to the front bumper. That's the swaying one right there. He's at least building coaster stations, that's great. Yeah! Whoa. There we go. Steel Vengeance, wish it was good as this. That's one that I actually have not been on. The only RMC I've actually been on in real world is Iron Gwazi. But to say that's one of like the top 2 or 3. So, all right, I do want to check out that swaying mine train. That is, yeah, this one here. No, this is the RMC. This is the swaying mine train there. Okay. Yeah, so if you're going for realism, these are not realistic, but if you're going for off the walls, like bonker crazy cool concepts that work with the terrain, you're spot on with this. Chanting mine train, mine train. Yeah, very long. That's the one thing about Iron Gwazi, is it definitely did feel like a little bit of a short ride, even though it's just so intense the whole way through. There's a restaurant on the 2nd floor. Well, look. Alright, let's go. There we go. Top 3 by votes are Steel Vengeance, Iron Gwazi, and Zadra. Yeah, I know those were the 3. I didn't remember what order they were generally ranked. Building a park in the original, you haven't finished it. Oh wow. I didn't know people still really play the original much, unless they're just not fans of 2 or haven't been able to get it yet. Alright, let's go. These swaying mine train coasters are a lot of fun. I really hope someday they'll add in the Arrow suspended coasters. Has personality. Yeah. What peasants would play the original Dale? Be nice. Oh, and it's just the lift hill up into the station. Yeah. Yeah, we can jump off that there. Just crawls around back there. Oh, let's see where that restaurant is. Oh, yeah, okay, well you got one up here. And I suppose... yeah, some additional tables up here. I like the canopy. JP, what's going on, man? Got the restrooms up here. Something else up here. Oh, that's the, that's for the spinning mouse. Okay. Yeah, I think you got a lot going on here. Looks cool. Like, really a lot of off-the-wall concepts, which are neat. Very creative. Terrain work is beautiful. Oh, so this is where you go to get all the... Ooh, that's a long way to get down to all of this here. Picture. Food shops. Drink shops. Got one of these. What are these things? Frenzy Frill. What? Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with those. It is a really cool concept. It almost has a little bit of a Silver Dollar City feel to it. Oh, wow, you got the lift. Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that is cool. I look forward to seeing what else you do with it. It's got some really cool concepts, though. You got a lot of extra, or a lot of remaining land to work with, too, so you could really do a lot of cool stuff through here. Very neat. I appreciate you sharing that. This park is some cool theme. I'll just crawl back into my hole, and I don't know how to make much cool stuff yet and use blueprints. I know delivery's been around. Watched a park showcase that was steampunk and it was extremely the same. Alright, let me load back into this. I gotta step up for a few minutes. So I'll be back in a couple. We'll pick back up. Okay, we're back. Not just PC2, it does other stuff. Flight Sim 1998. Dale, you wise guy. I never even played that one, actually. I think the oldest one I did was FS9, which I think came out in 2004. Alright, let's see here. So we got this relocated. People are coming over to it, that's good. We may clean this area up a bit. Yeah, it's crowded over here, so I definitely want to try to maybe rework this a little bit. It's just I'm not super fond of how close these are. Might not be much of a way around it, because this can't really move. We could shift this a little bit and rotate it. I don't know. We'll figure that out, though. But for now, it's fine. And this over here is getting more popular. started that Krampus coaster in your Christmas park. Oh, all right, good deal. Tried to build a dragon cave with a ride through. Didn't like the way it looked. Aw, man. Speaking of dragon, I was thinking about this earlier. I was looking at some stuff. Post the Discord link again. Alright. I can pin that too. There we go. It's available for whoever would. Be interested in joining. Absolutely, please do. I don't really like to solicit for like thumbs up and subs and stuff like that, but well, we've had a good turnout trying to grow a little bit, so it does help me out if you're willing to do so. I appreciate it. If you're not comfortable with it, then that's fine. I ain't gonna beg. Really? Wow. Okay, 2 people have voted. They don't know what it is or was. So So, Dueling Dragons, if any of you were not familiar with it, were 2 B&M inverts at Islands of Adventure that actually dueled for a period of time, and then there was an accident, not really an accident, but an incident, I should say, where somebody got hurt by a flying object. So, they started staggering them, so they stopped dueling, which really killed the ride experience. I mean, they were decent inverts on their own, but the experience when they dueled was just ridiculous. And they tore it down, and they built the, what is it called? The Hagrid's motorbike race or whatever it's called, in their place. So we ain't twisting anyone's arms, just like Stardust Racers. Well, those actually seem to race more than they duel, but Dueling Dragons actually, they didn't really race at all. Their layouts were specifically designed to interact in a dueling form with each other. Yeah, Dale, I agree with you. I got to go on it when they dueled as well. Hagrid's Magical Motorbike Adventure. Yeah, that's the one. I'm still bitter that they took those out, though. Those Dueling Dragons coasters were awesome. More people seem to like Fire. It was generally the better of the two, but I will say the ride on ice for me was more memorable because it was a front row ride, and when you're charging at a train and you think you're gonna kick feet with the oncoming train before you go up through those vertical loops, oh man, that was a coaster moment I will never forget. But independently, Fire was the better of the two. So we get a lot going on. I want to do some more with this. I think we're going to pull this path back this way, and we'll actually have room to do terrain work. Add some additional rides back over here. Bring back the Poseidons, whatever. The stunt show was so much fun and entertaining. I don't remember that one. tell you, Bromwich did such a good job with this indoor water park. Band player did really good with the RMC. He really did, yeah. Bromwich's upset with me for being sick. Ha! Yeah, I haven't seen him in a few days. What do I say? A few streams. I hope he's doing well. I haven't seen Leon lately either. I hope he's doing well too. Jimpers coaster ready? I hope soon. I said I would stay on for him. I'm sure he's finishing it up. Know if he's working on something, he doesn't tend to chat a lot. I wish I had that concentration. Oh, he's on a work trip. Okay. Yeah, that explains it. Yeah, I just really got to figure out what I want to do with this area of the park, how I want to theme it and stuff. And then I need to find a better, more permanent location for this. Might end up having to... Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. With this extra land, it almost makes sense to have it out here, but it's just, it's too cluttered. We've got this coaster, and this coaster. Throw down a flat ride. Yeah, well, I have a couple flat rides over here, but I'm not ready to do anything with that. Would you take a look at my Christmas park so far? Well, I'm waiting for Jimpers coaster, and then I'm probably jumping off. We'll probably get to it tomorrow. I know we looked at it, and we looked at the Autumn Park last time or something recently, so we'll try to get to that tomorrow. 'Cause after I look at Jimpers coaster, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm tired. I'm actually struggling a little bit. He barely look at my Christmas park. I went back in and rode those coasters. You... Interesting. I did not realize that was still here. Is a boulder underground? Don't need it. Yeah, I'm bummed out the impulse coasters I tried to make earlier didn't work out, but maybe we'll just do another one of these, make them race or something like that. Well, that'd be okay. This is a pretty popular coaster as it is. I don't even remember the EFN score. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Seems like these things do well in a linear form. You know what you all can do too, I was gonna suggest if you're in the Discord or you join it, then like jump and share your codes with each other and stuff. Dale, I appreciate that. Now we need to clean all of these supports up. Whenever we shut this down and move it, I'll go through and edit that and try to clean some of that up. You know what, we could do a POV of this with the trees. It would look a bit different. Wow, what a view. It's a short ride. I mean, by nature, these things are pretty short rides, so. Still need to make an account to check out workshop stuff. Too chicken to share much yet though. I mean, just yeah, make an account and download other people's stuff. Take inspiration from it. You could probably learn from how they build their stuff. Yeah, this actually looks quite good out this way. But themed around the water, I'd like to do some terrain work wherever we come up with a final location for it. Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite music tracks in the game, Dale, without a doubt. Ah, there you go, JP. Trying to stay caught up on chat. Need to do some theming through this. I might try to turn on the supports for it. Some of them. Chicken me about my builds. But yeah, I want to see what others do. Yeah. It's alright. Just get experience, learn a little. You can play PC2 without a workshop account. I don't remember. I think you can play the game without it, but you can't, like, download workshop stuff without it. Stuff like that. Now, you may not be able to play without the account. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you can. But you can't do any, like, collab or download or upload anything without it. Yeah. Oh man, I am starting to struggle here. kind of cool. You're off grid. Alright, I'm hoping Jimpers gets back with his coaster soon. I'm only gonna make it a few more minutes. So I'm not really doing anything. I'm just... I mean, number one, I'm just enjoying chat with you all and stuff, but... two, I'm... starting to run out of steam. Fix all that there. I'm baffled as to how busy this place is. Probably because of the food and souvenirs. It's not like there isn't any of that around, but it's close to all of that compared to over here. Go under the waterfall? Yeah, we can do that. Oh, look at that view. It's actually pretty neat. It's about as far under it as we're gonna get. Oh, you know what, too? I actually want to do the POV of the railroad over here. Where even are all of these? Needs a restaurant there in the future. We could do that probably by digging up, you know, some of the terrain, kind of indenting it, like you go underneath the waterfall or something. Or around it, really. Cool railroad. Well, wait until this. This is the section you really need to check out. Why is one station closed? Because there's not a... It's not connected to any path. This is the best part of the railroad. I've even thought of slowing the trains down a little bit, so you can have enjoyment of all this view. A great view of the invert here. Alright, and here's where it starts. Best part. Unacceptable. Yes, it is. Yeah, it passes through this too fast, I think. There's the Pirate's Grotto. See, it's going too fast to where you can't really, like, take your time and enjoy the views. Tree in the way. Rock in the way. Oh gosh, clean all that up. And you get that gorgeous view of the waterfall right there. Yeah, I think we could definitely slow that train down so people could enjoy the views a little more. So, but this is gonna get rerouted somewhere. I don't know exactly how yet. No rocks and trees. How that train's still going? Yeah. Because the objects don't render any collisions or interference. And then this over here is going to get moved probably further to the back. The station is gorgeous, yeah. Sir, I'm going to sue. This is the best station of them here. We built with the skylights. Did that through here. The inspiration for this came from the Kraken station back here. Unstoppable Force. That's the train from GTA. By the way, I'm suing Splash Arbor. Oh, boo! Tough crowd. Alright, I'm gonna give Jimpers like 5 more minutes. Oh, man. It's a dope station. Yeah, I appreciate it. Bromik actually took my original concept for it and revamped it. He added like the skylight windows and stuff like that in the ceiling. I see what you did there, Dale. It's a T3 sucks reference. T3 sucks! My next park, I want to build a beach pier with the whole boardwalk with stores. Yeah. See, I thought of doing a new take on this park on a different, I'm gonna pull it up real quick, actually. I'm gonna go into just sandbox and we'll choose one of the, career mode, templates. So if you go into here, Paradise Lost, that's the one. Should revise it and call it Paradise Found. Because you find a beautiful location like this with roller coasters and a whole ton of stuff. I absolutely love this biome. It's a little bit small. So you can't do like a super large park, but you can definitely make it work. Would love to have arcades and carnival games. Oh, me too. I would really like to see them add some sort of a feature where you can set those up and have stands. I mean, that would probably work similarly to shops. People play for a game and then you get like prizes and stuff. Yeah, this is probably my favorite of the career templates. Whoa, you can do that. Yeah. How deep is this water? That's really deep water. That's funny. I bet you could take it up. Yeah, you can. So you can see the way the terrain is profiled and everything. How do you build bridges like the wooden ones? I can show you. I'll go back into my park and show you quick. But yeah, this is how you do this. And there's room. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of room for like real big roller coasters, so you'd definitely be doing a smaller park. But you could go all out on the theming and stuff like that. There's a beach map starter park template on the workshop. Oh. Yeah, this is a really good one. I like this, I like this layout a lot. So yeah, maybe we'll do something in this park at some point. And just, you don't even have to touch the existing terrain. I mean, you could always build up by taking out the water. You could build up more islands or make fewer and stuff like that. But it looks like basically your only real room to work with would be going out to over here, out to here, maybe out this way, kind of building a ring basically around the map. Would be nice to have a boardwalk. Well, you could do it a few different ways. You need to learn how to build stairs from a station and control the height. It is quite small, yeah. So I'll show you the way I did the pier in my park here. Template, I believe, is X20. Yeah, it might be. Okay, so with this here, basically what it did is grab these long jetty pieces and a couple other segments I did. Like a couple of these angled pieces, or you could just line them up. And then what you do is build a path directly over them, and you just adjust the height to match it, so it looks like the people are actually walking on the pier. And what it is you just use this invisible path. Don't use natural, don't use sandy, just use the invisible path. And you run it along. Now what you can do, what I actually recommend you do, is use any other type and make it visible so you can see the exact height and the layout of it and everything. And then select the invisible and paint over it. Oh, sorry, that spiked. Gotta go see it. Alright, Dino Dukes, have a great night. I appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, so like for example, what that does, if I just brush over it, now you can see it's lined up properly and it's at the right height. And I'll just undo that. You paint it back over with invisible. Now, part of that is because this is narrow, people are going to take a little bit of shortcut, so it looks like they're going to be walking over the water a little bit. But there's not really a way around that since you don't do like half-width paths and stuff. See, like right here, they're kind of cutting the corner a little bit. There's nothing you can really do about that. And then I did that up here with these, like wooden floor pieces for this. This is a blueprint off of the workshop. And then I customized it a little bit just to get some, to be able to put some shops up here, make it usable. And then we built it down here. Nobody really comes down this way much. So what I've actually thought of doing is running a smaller one up over here. Benji's Adventure is all about this type of pathing, and it freaks me out. Oh man. It's really neat. You can do so much stuff with it, but it is tricky to use if you're not used to it. Going back to your comment on the building stairs from a station, I'll give you a little bit of a trick. So let me go in and just do a quick coaster station. Just take this here, and we'll raise it up a little bit. Let's get an entrance and an exit placed. Just place them anywhere. I'll give you a trick for your building when you want to make the path line up and everything. What you'll want to do, go to straight and pointed so they fit within the buildings. And you want to turn your height snap on. And what I generally prefer to do is turn your angle snap on as well. You get lost to where did the path... Yeah. That's why it's helpful to use visible path first. What you'll do... 4 clicks down for 1 meter. Of course, if you turn your height snap to something higher, then you just go accordingly. And then for 2 meter... And I'll do something just kind of like this. So I'll actually angle it out this way. Oh, not like that. Using a fixed length as well is helpful. Do a 4 meter fixed length. And then just do your steps down this way. It was much simpler on Planet Coaster 1. I find that a little tough to believe. I've heard a lot of people. And you can always make fine-tune adjustments, but what happens is, let's go into scenery, and I'm just gonna grab any random. I'll use the Resort Plaster. So what I'll do is, let's just grab a couple building pieces, align with station, and now these will actually fit on the grid. And now you can see that by using that, it's a perfect 2 meter staircase. And then of course you could just fill that in that way. No, that's basically how you do that for your buildings. And then what you can do when you get a height like that you want to establish as ground level. I had to do this a lot when I was working on the Mamba station back up here. Is lower your terrain so the path doesn't try to snap to ground level and kind of throw off your spacing. So if you want to do stamps around the station at this height, dip this terrain way down like that. Nah, bro, it'd be so difficult on console. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Just lower that this way. And then if you want to build something underneath, use stamps. Raise it up so it snaps into place there. And now you could run like Q or kind of your plaza. Just be careful when you tie it in, because it may lower a corner to match ground level. But yeah, basically like that. And that's as far as it's going to let me undo. Oh, there we go. Ah, that's as far as it's going to let me go. Oh, we can delete that though. Try and talk Bromik into teaching a lesson on how he creates his ideas and builds. Oh man, that would be fascinating. I'd be all down for that. Alright, well I have not heard from Jimpers. Wonder if he jumped off. This is a good point for me to head off to, because I'm exhausted. So I think I'm gonna go and we'll pick up yeah, most likely tomorrow night should be on. So I'm gonna get some sleep too. Yeah, I'm worn out. I've got one more day of work to get through. And finally the weekend. And I've got a bit to do this weekend too, so seems like it's almost endless sometimes. See you next time. Have a great night. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. You too. Great job with your park. Alright, that's gonna do it for me, folks. Thanks so much for hanging out. Got a good turnout tonight. I was pleased with that. So, but we'll pick back up most likely tomorrow night. Yeah, Dale. Yeah, we'll probably catch it tomorrow. Catch the next one. Alright, Darkhound Doom. Have a great day for you. Alright, y'all. We'll pick back up tomorrow. Got a huge interview tomorrow. Say prayers. Yeah, good luck, man. Hope it goes well. And so yeah, with that, you all take care. Good luck with everything tomorrow, and look forward to being back on tomorrow evening. As always, until then, take care, stay safe. We'll see ya.